multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangsta Trap Queens. Streaming online at BET.plus. Join with people from around the world, praying 15 minutes Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 667-770-1402, code 974-8029#. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid. An examination of the Larry Reid Live show perspective. Purchase a copy today by logging on to LarryReidLive.com. That's LarryReidLive.com. Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell. Text LRL to 404-999-7527. That's the words LRL to 404-999-7527. And get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, then download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
We're about to have a conversation.
Hey, what's up? I just had a conversation with someone and had a thought, and maybe it can help somebody. Bruh, and women as well. This to everybody. I really don't think that you should enter into an exclusive, serious relationship before the age of 30. And as time go along, I may change that to a higher number. And let me tell you why. The reason that I'm saying this is because people aren't taking personal development seriously. And our culture don't really promote personal development. I don't really think religion promotes personal development. And because of that, people develop late, very, very late. They don't individualize. And they don't start to individualize until they get much older. There are some exceptions because people that go through things raised a certain kind of way. Maybe they have a parent that is professionally employed and gifted and educated as a coach or a therapist or a counselor or a business owner, and they have made it their business to train up a child in the way they should go. In religion, we take that to be do what I say, like what I like, wear what I say wear, go where I say go, and probably pushing our sacred text or whatever our religion is. I was raised Christian, so the Bible down their throat. And as a result, people don't develop. Once what they have been given doesn't work in a particular situation, they have something to happen in their life that doesn't line up with what they were taught and told. A pain, a hurt, something that shake up their soul. And then they go to what they were taught, and then it doesn't work, or they find out what they was told or modeled in front of them isn't really how it is. And so it takes you a while to individualize and find your own way. Find your own way mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, and just individualize. Put that in the chat. Have I individualized? Or have I just acclimated to what I was taught through religion or the culture, or maybe somebody's book or music? If you're a music head, that can be very interesting if you take music that is in this culture that is meant for entertainment and start shaping your life like you see these artists do for a check. You know, so 30 is my number. I think 30, then you can start thinking about, by that time you should have went through high school, college. You may have even found out what your gift is, who you are, what you like. And so now you know, you've dated a while by that time. You've had a few sexual experiences. You now know what turns you on mentally, spiritually, sexually, emotionally, what you like. You are starting to get to know yourself and like yourself. See all of what you are, your gifts and every darn thing. So by that age, you should be done with college, or if you went, or your business off the ground. And so you're pretty clear about that time. But when you pair up with somebody, even if you commit deeply and strongly to a thing that is designed, and this is why I'm harping on religion, to really take your thinking power and to snatch your ability to make your own choices and to be your own self and to embrace your identity. Being committed to something like that, just like being in a marriage, it's too early. It's too early. You need to discover or rediscover who you are before somebody start lying to you. I mean, well, telling you that they love you. Most of the time it's a lie. They love what you give them. They love what you make them feel when you are around, because you're an exceptional person. You're a great person. Don't get into nothing serious until after the age of 30. And to all of you that married your high school sweetheart like I did and got married as a teenager, and I stayed married right at 20 years, I think. We're close to 20, 18, a little over 18 years. Bruh. And my marriage wasn't horrendous, but we did end and we divorced. And it had everything to do with our own individualization that we needed to do. We did not know who we were. We were frozen in time when we married as teenagers. And there was a part of us that stayed that 19 and 18-year-old man and woman. And then when that was ended, I began now to find out who I was. Now, mind you, at the same time, same year I got married, I started a church. And I had churches. And I did that thing hard. So I was very lost in the sauce. I know my former wife, the mother of my children, says the same thing. But I think I probably was more separated from myself than anyone that was in my community, or anyone I ever pastored and preached to, or anybody that worked with me, I think. But something happened to me. It began to happen to me in 2011. I moved back from New York City back to North Carolina. And from that point all the way to this point, it's like the Spirit put me in a personal developmental course, accelerated course. And I began to peel back the truth. And I began to see some things. Now, my eyes started opening 2006, 2008, 2012. I mean, that 2012 really began to change me. And I began to know who I was. I was not a fit for husband and father, in my opinion. I did a pretty good job. I messed up too, and probably hurt some people and neglected some people emotionally. And, I'm thinking about my former spouse and my children when I make that statement, even my parents. I think I held a grudge against my parents. And until I started dealing with them again and began to look at some things, I was old and began to develop. I thought, oh my God, I understand all that now. See, we ain't raised the way we used to be raised, you guys. And people are not developing. I read an article today of these two men that was in a relationship, and the mama was screaming and crying because I guess he broke up with the guy, and the guy was a little older and he murdered him. The guy had 2 or 3 restraining orders. I remember I had someone I've been stalked my whole life. I know that sounds funny, but I'm not lying. This particular stalker, was a male. My first few stalkers were female. And it got really serious, and I had to take a restraining order. And I began to talk to a cop, and they said, man, this paper don't mean nothing. He said, the only way this restraining order is going to help you if you keep it on you. I said, everywhere I go? He said, yes. He said, if you have it with you, you can always show it to the police, and if this person ever near you, you can, call the police. He said, but this person, from what you're telling me, is dangerous, and you should carry your gun and this paper. If they get 10 feet of you, shoot. A cop told me that. He said, we might take you away, but you'll eventually walk away and get out. I had to go through a little red tape. He said, but you'll be all right. He said, a restraining order ain't worth 2 cents. A cop told me that. Then a lawyer, and then a judge. And we're seeing a lot of domestic violence and a whole lot of lovers killing each other. And it's really because relationship, you get that soul tie, that emotional tie, that person begins to fill your void. And I think relationships are supposed to grow us and give us great experiences. But when you have not personally developed, the connection with that person goes into something that is insane and toxic and terribly inappropriate and improper. And now you got 2 broken people who have common toxicity. And it feels deep. You can feel it real deep. And it feels like this is what love is supposed to feel like. Because I've never felt like this before. This attachment is terribly strong. Baby, that ain't love. That's addiction. Let me repeat. That's not love. That's addiction. It's your fix. But it's also your foolishness. Because what's going to happen at some point in time, you're going to realize that you have missed a part of your life and or getting to know who you were, and you're going to blame them. What you mean? Anything they ever said and done that was not perfect and hurt and harmed you, you're going to take everything from your parents, your past, your sister, your brother, your community, and you're going to hurl that at them and blame them for not being the perfection that they never told you they were. And that is going to become now the new pain that you're going to be blabbing and talking about and blaming this particular person for. That ain't it. That person was actually your victim. That you blaming because they hurt and you want the perfection you thought they're supposed to be. That person is actually the victim of your own lack of self-love, lack of self-awareness, and really your lack of spirituality. Because you should have been sitting with yourself, working with yourself, and healing yourself and get to a therapy, but instead you tied to them so that you can begin to fill yourself up with them. It's horrible. It's unfortunate that this young man is passed and has been murdered. But we have to pay attention to how it got there. There were 2 toxic people that at some point in time made a decision to tie in that toxicity. One realized, oh my God, walked away. And probably didn't walk away properly. You just can't cut somebody off. I mean, you can, it's your life, but there are going to be repercussions when you cut somebody off like that. It's just how it is. 30 years old. Hell, Jesus ain't start doing his ministry till 30. I think that's a good number. 30 years old, before you go. Please don't get married before 30. No. No, 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 no. Do not get exclusive and just be with one person. No. You need to date around. I'm not telling you to sleep around, but I am telling you you should be dating more than one person at one time. Every relationship teaches you something about humanity and something about your humanity, and you get to learn yourself. Relationships are crucibles of exchange that should advance you personally, mentally, and emotionally, even spiritually. But when that person you are in a relationship with is toxic and you are tied with them in a deep way, it's going to be a mess. And that stuff can take decades to heal from. You got to do your own work because people are going to never stop coming and going in your life. You're going to always meet nice people, interesting people. Wear them like a loose shirt. Enjoy it fully. But do not try to make everybody your darn boo and your best friend. Enjoy the experience, the exchange, the text messages, the going out if you do, the out to eat and laugh and have a good time. But know within yourself that you are still developing the relationship that is most important to any one individual. And that is the relationship with your own darn self. Learn from me, because I've been very transparent about my life. Everything's out here on the internet. I ain't going to be that much transparent no more because it's not wise. But you watch me, my 18-year marriage. We went live, went together and discussed it more times than I can count. It's still on the internet, you got to search for it. But I'm glad all of that happened because I'm 10 times better. And I can help you because the Lord done gave me a platform. Life has done this to me. And I can teach from it and help somebody else. Do not tie up. If you have not dated a whole lot of people and been with a whole lot of people, then do not connect with that one that you just met. That's your first one. You wouldn't do that in any other paradigm. No company wants to hire somebody that don't have no experience. That's not how it works. You got to go to school, got to get your degrees, and you also got to do some internship. That's the way we should approach our relationship. If you have not had all of that, in this context, the dating several people and conversation with several people is basically your schooling and your training and your internship. Do not go into exclusivity with any person outside and beyond yourself until you are finished marrying, developing, growing, and falling in love with your own darn self. All right? I know that's probably hard to hear, but some parent need to send this to their children. You may need to send it to your best friend because your best friend, you watch them go out, one relationship to the next. Keep trying to be exclusive with one person after the next person. They keep following somebody that's cheating or some abuse. It's that person. It's not even who they're choosing. Not all. Firstly, primarily, it's your friend that you love so much. Send this here to them and say, I couldn't find a way to tell you, but Larry Live said it in a way to where I think you can hear it from him. This is what I've been trying to say to you, been wanting to say to you. You are dizzy, and you have a sickness called love addiction. And you are going into relationships trying to get your fix. You're not supposed to go into a relationship empty. You're supposed to go into a relationship full, because two whole people makes a whole, great, entire, well, proper relationship. Not two halves. This ain't no darn pie. This is people. Two whole people come together. Healed people. People that don't work on themselves, been through something. Are y'all hearing what the hell I'm saying? I'm trying to make it as plain as possible without cussing. Because this is some dumb... Jesus, I had to swallow that one. But I hope you heard what the hell I said. And I ain't going to keep telling you this over and over again. And that's why some of these stories I'm not even doing. I mean, because I know you the victim, but I got to drag you. Because you created this by not sitting with yourself and healing you. And I know they did what they did. I'm not taking nothing from that. But let's deal with the real problem. The real problem is your hind end. You should have never put yourself in that situation. Now they're not giving you what you want. Oh, well, oh, hell. You go get what you need for yourself from yourself. Enjoy these connections, this community that you are in, your cousins. Sometimes your sibling is your first friend. Your parents is the first face of God you see. Get your God concept together. Get your spirituality proper. I know that you were born into religion, and religion is literally the box that man put spirituality in. But even in that religion, you became a little spiritual. Now tear down all that religious construct and that religious restriction. Get knee deep into spirituality and begin to grow your whole soul so you can be a fit for the future that is calling you, because something good is coming. God told me something today. I was at the beach. Bruh, I can't wait tonight to get with my partners in Patreon, to tell them about 4 or 5 sentences, but I heard it from the Lord. And I can't wait to go in there to coach them with this prophetic word. Because that's what I do. I enjoy doing coaching and praying prophecy. I love it. I love it just as much as I do getting on here and doing jokes and laughing with y'all. It's all that. I have that duality. I love all of it. And all of it is me. When I'm serious, when I'm talking nasty, when I'm prophesying, it's all me. Just like you all you. That's why you watch, because you is me. I'm just doing it on camera, you see. You're like, oh my God, I can't say this. Can't believe he said that. Nigga, you said the same thing the other day. Wasn't nobody looking. Hell. We the same. That's why you watching. But hear what the hell I said now. Tell everybody you know, do not take your hips up into something like that. Don't you do that. When you want to join me tonight, Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Live. Don't sign up with your Facebook name. Just use your email. Sign up. I'll see you there. All right? Bye.